Let's just call it what it is. It's a Muslim ban. And it's no longer just a theory or another statement from Trump's podium. It's the law. The third version of Trump's travel ban has been upheld by the Supreme Court of the United States. The court even made the intentional decision to disregard the president's outright racist and discriminatory statements about Muslims, and said that these statements had no bearing on the travel ban.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
I think Islam hates us.
You're going to have to watch and study the mosques. They would say, "Are you Muslim?"
And if they said yes, they would not be allowed in the country.
That's correct.
Does any of this sound familiar? Well, it should. It's not the first time the US has used the law to explicitly exclude a minority group from our society. In 1944, the Supreme Court's ruling in Korematsu versus the United States justified the internment of tens of thousands of Japanese Americans. This period in American history is now commonly considered reprehensible and deplorable. And yet, we are on the verge of repeating history, beginning with this ban of people coming from predominantly Muslim countries. Of course, a ban isn't the same as holding people in internment camps. But this is how it begins, with propaganda rhetoric priming the American people for this kind of discrimination, and then one policy at a time. Ironically, the Supreme Court overturned Korematsu in the same ruling that upholds Trump's new travel ban. The ruling said Korematsu was gravely wrong the day it was decided, and yet 5 judges ruled in favor of the Muslim ban on the very same day, and of the 4 that tried to stop it, Sonia Sotomayor gave a chilling dissent. She said the ruling redeploys the same dangerous logic underlying Korematsu and merely replaces one gravely wrong decision with another. And with a new Supreme Court seat opening for Trump to fill, there's even less defense against his anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim agenda. And you know what? Trump couldn't even outright condemn Japanese internment when he was asked about it by Time. He said, "I certainly hate the concept of it, but I would have had to be there at the time to give you a proper answer." The scariest part is, this could become the foundation on which the Trump administration continues to make its immigration policy. The Muslim ban ruling is an endorsement of the president's power to control immigration with no say whatsoever from Congress, which has never actually voted on the ban. This isn't comforting at a time when all eyes are on the US-Mexico border and families are separated as a result of the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy. This gives Trump a green light on new laws for our borders that in the past would have shocked us all. Not to mention, this is inhumane, unconstitutional, and straight up wrong. We are talking about the legal discrimination of people based on their racial and religious affiliations. This country was built on the notion that we all have a right to our beliefs. At the very least, our government is supposed to uphold that principle. US detention centers holding children and babies, the barring of refugees and immigrants just for being Muslim, referring to newcomers in our country as animals. All of these are telltale signs that we are on the verge of a horrifying new American reality. We all like to believe that if we were here during the Holocaust or slavery, we would not have stood idly by. Well, here we are. It's our time to speak up. No more excuses.